Goats are often underestimated. Most people think of them as simple farm animals, content to graze aimlessly and bleat around. However, anyone who has spent time observing them closely will realize that goats are remarkably intelligent, curious, and adaptive creatures. Some goats can solve puzzles, remember human faces for years, and even learn from observing other animals. They are not just cute companions or livestock, they are clever strategists, social geniuses, and sometimes even problem-solving prodigies. Imagine a goat figuring out how to open a gate, navigate a maze, or wait patiently for an opportunity to access food. These aren't tricks, they are real examples of cognition, planning, and memory. Goat intelligence is multifaceted, spanning problem-solving abilities, social awareness, emotional recognition, and adaptability to complex environments. Researchers have found that goats can learn quickly from trial and error, observe other goats' actions, and even make decisions based on experience. In many ways, their intelligence rivals that of dogs and other commonly recognized smart animals. Understanding goat intelligence isn't just a curiosity. It actually has some real, practical implications. On farms, smart goats are, easier to train, manage, and integrate into herds. And in conservation, having knowledge of their behavior really helps protect wild and rare breeds, such as the Markhor, whose survival depends on navigating treacherous mountain terrains and avoiding predators. For humans, intelligent goats can actually become companions, therapy animals, and interactive learners, responding to human cues, emotions, and routines. By the end of this story, you'll see goats not as ordinary farm animals but as astonishingly smart, playful, and strategic creatures. From tiny pygmy goats that outsmart pens, to wild Markhors that leap across cliffs with precision, this journey will explore the world's smartest goat breeds and the traits that make them extraordinary. Part 1. Pygmy goats. Tiny brains, big smarts. Despite their small size, pygmy goats are actually known for their amazing intelligence. Originating from West Africa, these miniature goats were initially bred for small-scale farming and compact environments. But, honestly, their brains are anything but small in ability. Pygmy goats are curious, playful, and incredibly observant, often surprising owners with their ability to solve problems and escape enclosures. Pygmy goats are notorious for being escape artists. They can figure out weak points in pens, push doors open with their heads, or even coordinate with herd mates to access food. Their problem-solving abilities aren't limited to mechanical tricks. They also demonstrate strategic thinking, such as waiting for an owner to leave before sneaking out. In many farms, pygmy goats have been observed watching humans and mimicking actions, showing that observational learning is a key part of their intelligence. Socially, pygmy goats are highly aware of herd hierarchies. They navigate relationships, avoid conflicts, and often play with one another in ways that display both creativity and emotional intelligence. Their play is not just for fun, it serves to enhance coordination, problem-solving skills, and social learning, all crucial traits for survival and adaptation. Humans are often captivated by pygmy goats' intelligence because their small size hides the cleverness within. Owners and farmers often report that pygmy goats remember people, follow complex routines, and invent new ways to access food or explore their environment. These tiny goats are a testament to the fact that size does not determine intelligence. While pygmy goats charm with their playful intelligence, Nigerian dwarf goats elevate smartness to another level. Often called the mini Einsteins of the goat world, these goats combine agility, memory, and social awareness, making them extraordinary problem solvers. Originating from West Africa, Nigerian dwarf goats were selectively bred for milk production and adaptability, but their intelligence shines in both farm life and social interactions. Nigerian dwarf goats are small in stature yet remarkably clever. They can quickly learn feeding schedules, obstacle navigation, and daily routines, demonstrating impressive memory and learning capabilities. Unlike many farm animals that rely solely on instinct, Nigerian dwarfs display observational learning, often replicating successful strategies they watch other goats perform. For instance, one goat observed a penmate opening a gate and was able to replicate the action almost immediately. A clear sign of cognitive flexibility and problem-solving skill. These goats are also exceptionally social. In herds, they understand hierarchies, communicate with vocalizations and body language, and even mediate minor conflicts. Their emotional intelligence extends to humans. Nigerian dwarf goats recognize familiar faces, differentiate between friendly and unfamiliar people, and often adjust behavior based on the owner's mood. This makes them ideal for therapy programs, petting farms, and educational projects where interaction and bonding are key. Playfulness in Nigerian dwarfs is not merely entertainment, it is a mental exercise. Goat kids invent games, explore climbing structures, and experiment with obstacles, all of which enhance cognitive function, coordination, and strategic thinking. Their curiosity drives learning, and their small size allows them to navigate tricky spaces that larger goats might avoid, giving them an advantage in adaptability. Another remarkable trait of Nigerian dwarf goats is their problem-solving and food retrieval. They will manipulate latches, move objects, or even collaborate with other goats to access treats. These behaviors showcase planning, patience, and cooperative intelligence, traits rarely highlighted in conventional farm animals. Ultimately, Nigerian dwarf goats are a perfect example of how intelligence manifests in small, seemingly unassuming creatures. Their memory, observational learning, and emotional awareness make them not only a favorite among hobby farmers, but also a testament to the diverse cognitive abilities present in the Capra genus. Alpine goats are often regarded as the strategists of the goat world. Larger than their Pygmy and Nigerian dwarf cousins, they possess remarkable problem-solving skills, adaptability, and social intelligence that allow them to thrive in both mountainous terrain and farm environments. Originating from the French Alps, alpine goats are known for their agility, keen observation, and strategic thinking, making them a breed to study for anyone interested in animal intelligence. One of the most fascinating aspects of alpine goats is their ability to navigate complex environments with foresight and planning. On steep cliffs or uneven pastures, alpine goats assess multiple routes, choosing the most efficient and safest path to reach food or escape danger. They memorize obstacles, remember which areas are risky, and adjust their behavior accordingly, a behavior that reflects both cognitive processing and environmental awareness. Farmers often observe these goats leading the herd through difficult terrain, effectively serving as guides for younger or less experienced goats. In addition to their spatial intelligence, alpine goats display impressive social and emotional skills. They understand herd hierarchies, respect dominant members, and sometimes act as mediators during disputes. Vocalizations and subtle body movements are their primary means of communication, allowing them to coordinate herd movement, signal danger, or maintain harmony. Young goats often observe and learn from elders, quickly picking up survival strategies, climbing techniques, and even methods to access hidden food sources. Problem-solving is another domain where alpine goats excel. In one well-documented case, a farm in Europe observed an alpine goat figuring out how to climb a stack of hay bales to reach high-value feed. Soon after, other goats in the herd replicated the technique, showing a combination of innovation, imitation, and strategic learning. This behavior highlights not only individual intelligence, but also cultural transmission within goat herds, a rare and fascinating trait. Alpine goats also demonstrate adaptability to human interaction. On farms, they learn feeding schedules, recognize familiar humans, and even anticipate routine tasks such as milking or herding. Their intelligence allows them to balance curiosity with caution, making them excellent companions for attentive farmers who appreciate both their work ethic and mental acuity. The alpine goat's combination of problem-solving memory, strategic thinking, and social awareness makes it one of the smartest and most versatile goat breeds in the world. Their ability to plan, innovate, and adapt demonstrates that intelligence in goats is not merely instinctual, but also cognitive, social, and dynamic. Saanen goats, often called the Einsteins of the dairy world, are renowned not only for their high milk production, but also for their logical thinking, memory, and adaptability. Originating from Switzerland, Saanens have been selectively bred for both productivity and temperament, resulting in a breed that is friendly, observant, and highly trainable. Their intelligence makes them standout examples of practical cognition in domestic goats. One of the most impressive traits of Saanen goats is their ability to understand and anticipate routines. These goats quickly learn milking schedules, feeding times, and human interactions, often displaying anticipatory behaviors, such as waiting patiently near gates or climbing to vantage points to observe approaching caretakers. This shows memory, pattern recognition, and temporal awareness, key components of logical intelligence. Saanens also excel in mechanical problem-solving. On many farms, Saanen goats have been observed opening simple latches, moving objects to reach food, and navigating obstacle courses. Unlike some other breeds, they exhibit strategic patience, often waiting for the perfect moment to act rather than rushing impulsively. For example, one goat on a Swiss dairy farm learned to push a stool toward a feeder to reach high-value feed, demonstrating both tool use and logical reasoning. Their social intelligence is equally remarkable. Saanen goats understand herd hierarchies, communicate through vocalizations and gestures, and often cooperate to achieve group goals. Emotional awareness is also high. They respond differently to familiar and unfamiliar humans, adjusting their behavior based on cues such as tone of voice, posture, and facial expression. This makes them ideal for interactive farm environments and educational programs where bonding and responsiveness are, really essential. Playfulness in Saanens is another aspect of intelligence. While primarily practical in nature, their play often involves experimenting with objects, testing problem-solving strategies, and engaging in complex interactions with herd members. This not only develops their mental faculties, but also strengthens social bonds and coordination within the herd. The combination of memory, problem-solving skills, social awareness, and adaptability makes Saanen goats one of the smartest and most practical breeds. They demonstrate that intelligence in goats is not just about tricks or escape artistry. It is also about logical reasoning, planning, and learning from experience. La Mancha goats are instantly recognizable by their tiny, elf-like ears, but honestly, it's their emotional intelligence and gentle temperament that really set them apart. Developed in the United States during the 1930s, La Manchas are calm, social, and highly observant, making them ideal companions for both humans and other animals. Their intelligence is not just cognitive, but also emotional, relational, and deeply empathetic, which allows them to interact meaningfully with both herd members and caretakers. One of the most remarkable traits of La Manchas is, their ability to sense human emotions. They can often tell when an owner is stressed, sad, or happy, and they'll adjust their behavior accordingly. For example, therapy farms have reported La Mancha goats approaching anxious children, gently nudging or sitting close to them, providing comfort and reassurance. This level of emotional awareness is honestly pretty rare in farm animals, and it really demonstrates a combination of empathy, observation, and social intelligence. La Manchas are also really adept at bonding with humans. They can recognize owners even after months of separation, forming long-lasting attachments. Their social intelligence extends to herd dynamics as well. La Manchas often mediate disputes, maintain harmony, and guide younger goats, which reflects an understanding of social hierarchies and relationships. Problem-solving and adaptability are definitely part of their cognitive toolkit, though these skills are most often expressed in social and emotional contexts rather than, mechanical challenges. For instance, La Manchas may figure out how to reach a comfortable resting spot, find hidden food, or gain the attention of a human companion. Their curiosity drives exploration, while their calm demeanor allows them to evaluate situations carefully before acting, a sign of thoughtful intelligence. Play is another avenue where their emotional and cognitive intelligence is evident. La Manchas engage in gentle games with both humans and herd mates, which not only strengthens bonds but also enhances learning, coordination, and social skills. Through these interactions, they demonstrate a remarkable balance of creativity, patience, and empathy, making them unique among goat breeds. Ultimately, La Mancha goats exemplify emotional intelligence in the animal kingdom. Their capacity for bonding, empathy, and social problem-solving proves that goat intelligence is multidimensional, encompassing not just logic and strategy, but also understanding, awareness, and relational depth. When it comes to intelligence in the wild, Markhor and mountain goats are true masters. Living in steep cliffs, rocky terrains, and extreme weather conditions, these goats rely on a combination of strategy, memory, agility, and instinct to survive. Unlike domestic breeds, their intelligence is survival-driven, honed by millennia of adaptation to some of the harshest environments on Earth.